What's up, everybody? Derek here, and today we are on the practice greens here to do 2 flags and try to get this down there. And there's 2 ways that I like to go about this with 1 wedge. Now, we got this big time downhill, and obviously you see those flags left to right like crazy. Wind's pretty good, but it's going to carry it a little bit and have a little effect on the ball. Now, with adding loft and going to the left, you're going to get a little bit of side spin, and the ball's going to want to track right somewhat. So just similar to a slice, the wind gets a hold of a slice, it's taking it even further. It's going to increase that ball spin, and it's going to move that thing with it already moving. So one of the best ways with a downhill like this is to actually do a bump and run style chip. Now, this front pin is maybe just beyond 20 yards, and the other one is right at about 30. So whenever I have a style like this with fast greens sloping downhill away from me, it's really tough to add some loft and to get these to sit right, especially with the wind like this. So to keep the ball down is a safe play sometimes. So let's see what we can do and how we fare on getting some chips up here and just kind of taking a practice routine. If you're going to go play around, how is the ball affected and how is your chipping? And then you can kind of change little things from there and have an idea what to do. So here we go. I'm going to close my club face just a little bit, so it's going to be almost like a drawy chip. And I'm going to aim a little bit left. This wind might push it a little bit, but the way that it slopes, I'd rather be on this left side of the flag than be on the right, because it looks like it just trays away and they could run off fast. So with this one, I'm going to hit the bottom side of this hill and try to run it down there and get it on the green for this short-sided pin, the yellow one. This ought to be interesting. Short. Oh, the grass kicked it. That was going to be an amazing chip. That's one of the things you got to, that could throw it off completely, what your mind is doing. You've got this rough grass and it just hit maybe a divot or something and it kicked over there. So let's try it again. All right. Now that's what I was talking about right there. Look at that thing run. It just ran. Once it got down there, that slope kind of took over, gave it a little bit more. So what I got to do is aim left and see if we can get it up there. All right. Stop. Woo, these are fast. So on a day like today, if we're trying to warm up and we're trying to get this going, that's basically what you don't want to do before you go to a round. So the bump and run on that one isn't particularly running. So let's try this kind of bump and run with the closed face a little bit with this 52 degree and see if we can get it over to the other one. We're going to have to give it a little bit more to get it on the green to let it run. All right. I got a little bit more loft. And look at that. Just sits. Just sat. That's maybe 6-7 foot putt on that one. Not bad. Let's give it one more for percentages. See if we can get anything better. Still not bad. It's running. It's a little bit straighter at the flag, but it stopped a little bit short. It didn't run like the other one did quite. So here's where you got to weigh this option on short-sided flags. You either want to run just past, like we did there. So if we did a bump and run, it would want to be not where I was hitting it on this rough, where it was way short, expecting it to roll up to the hole, but to get it just on the fringe of the green and it not be kicking off like this one on the left did. So process of elimination for when you get out there and you start playing, this could narrow in your chipping. If you have a missed iron shot, approach shot, this is how you could approach it with a downhill lie like this. So what I'm going to try to do is just get it short and run just long of the hole. Okay. Fringe. Stop. So, meat of the green. I don't know which would be better off on the right or to be long like that. So, here's what we're going to do this time. That was our bump and run, which isn't going to work for these short-sided downhills. So, we're putting it a little bit of rough. Actually, let's bring it out and put it on a little bit better of a lie for this first shot. We're going to add a little bit of loft, aim just a little left, and see how this does. We get a little bit more loft, we might not get as much run out, and it might not release as much. Okay. Oh! Ooh, that green is still fast, but look, that is half the distance of these ones on the right. It didn't check as much. Now, let's put one in a little bit thicker rough, put it down in there. And you got to be careful on these because you really got to pick them out. You got to go into that grass and come underneath it. So, let's try this. Oh, it went over the hole. Went over the hole. Man, this is a tough shot. Now, if we were to play this same shot on the other one with a little bit more loft, giving it a little bit more club speed, let's try. And look at that. It barely rolled out. Barely. So let's try it on the short-sided one. If we can do something similar to that, that is actually a better putt than all of the ones for this yellow flag. And we were going for the back pin. Stop. Identical to that one. And that time we were aiming at this yellow one. So it's just percentages. This is a tough flag. If you can get it close now, there's one last option. Open the club face. Instead of a bump and run, get it short here to where it's on the side of the hill and try to let it trickle down. So would this be the option that we could go for? Let's find out. All right, short. Stop. I mean, they're pretty much all equal. I don't really see or foresee any other way for you to get it close. All right, little loft. It just wants to run. These greens are so fast. But I just got a crazy wind gust and the whole camera fell over. But anyways, guys, if you want to try and make your wedge game a little bit better and get a little bit more consistency, if you see our balls that are back there, I mean, they're scattered, not as close as I would like to that short pin, but that's just a tough shot for anybody. But to get it on the meat of the green, to play it safe and to aim right for the center, all of them are right there in the center of the green, right in the meat. And that back pin, just as well, the same. Just adding in that little bit of consistency and taking the however many out of 10 shots you can get close like this and help yourself in the end by getting a lower score by getting them closer. The closer you get, the less you have of a chance of getting more. Double bogey, triple bogey, who knows what could happen. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.